Hi my loves, my name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch. This is Luna, the resident Yogi dog, and welcome to this brand new flow. So today's flow is called Rise and Shine and it is a morning yoga flow. 20 minutes spicy, delicious, fiery little flow to create some really good energy, create some good vibes and set us up for a good day ahead. So today we'll be working through our Sun Salutations, working through some warrior flows, just enough to kind of empower us, inspire us, kickstart our creativity, brush aside any worries over yesterday, any fears of tomorrow, and just let us live in the present moment. So to today's flow, you don't technically need any props, but if you need anything to make your practice more comfortable, more suited to you and your energy this morning, then you can grab them. But maybe grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a cup of tea, and when you're ready, I will meet you back here on the mat to begin. Alright, so to begin today's flow, we're actually going to come into the top of our mat in our mountain pose. So, moving to the top of the mat, feet are hips width apart, and we're going to inhale to roll back those shoulders, find some length up the spine. And you can have your mountain pose in stillness today, or maybe you find a gentle swaying motion. Anything that makes you feel good. But just starting to ground yourself with your breath now. So maybe you've just woken up or you're using this as a pick-me-up flow for the day. Whatever has brought you to the mat today, you're just going to exhale it to let it all go, any stress, any worry. Starting to wiggle those toes, feeling the roots of our legs connecting with the earth beneath us, making us feel strong, making us feel powerful. I don't know what that fox has done to Luna this morning, but she's not happy about it. Are you, Loops? So we're just going to stay here for a couple more breaths before we start to kick up that fire. So as I said, we'll be working through our Sun Salutations, so 5 rounds of them before we come into some warrior kind of poses. So this is actually my personal practice that I do for the mornings. So right before I start teaching, just 20 minutes to kind of warm up, to create some good energy. And before we begin today's flow, my loves, I would just like you to take this time to set yourself an intention. Maybe how you want to feel at the end of it, how you want to feel in your day, maybe something you want to achieve. Anything that you like, no matter how big, how small you think it is. But just setting it now with your breath before we come into the flow. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale to bring those hands to meet all the way overhead, starting to stretch that body. Exhale to bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale to plant the hands down, step back one leg, step back another, and move through your first vinyasa. So roll over those toes, maybe knees up, maybe knees down for the first one. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to tuck those toes, come to your down dog and start to make some down dog movement now. So pedaling one leg, pedaling another. Starting to stretch out these hamstrings, wake up these hips. Most especially if maybe you've had a bad night's sleep or feel a little bit stiff. And then when you're ready, you can take a gaze to the top of the mat. Maybe you take one big step or you take a few little ones. But you're going to bring that body all the way back to the front. Inhale to move those fingertips, gaze forwards. Exhale, roll the body all the way up to standing. Hands come overhead to touch. And then exhale into heart center 4 more times. Inhale. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to gaze forward, straighten the back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back one leg, step back another. Knees up, knees down, it's your choice, but rolling through your vinyasa with strength. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, back to down dog. Give yourself just a moment here. Before once again you take your gaze to the top of the mat, maybe step one foot, maybe another, or a few little ones. But we inhale when we reach the top, straighten the back. Exhale, bend the knees, roll the body up, hands come overhead. And then exhale to prayer. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back one leg, step back another, and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Bending one knee, bending another. Before we take our gaze to the top of the mat, maybe you walk, maybe you step, maybe you hop your way forwards. But once you reach there, we inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale to roll the body up to standing, hands come overhead in prayer. Exhale to heart center, 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, straighten the back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back one leg, step back another. Yes, knees up, knees down. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, roll over those toes, come back to down dog. Give yourself a moment here, took in any movement that you crave. Before you find your way to the top of the mat, inhale to straighten the back. Exhale, bend the knees, hands come all the way overhead. And then into heart center. Final time, we inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, straighten the back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take your vinyasa, roll through your movement. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Give yourself a moment here before we come back to the top of the mat. Start to feel that heat. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale, raise the body all the way up to standing. Hands come overhead. And then into heart center. So you can choose now for a moment of rest to just simply stay in your Tandasana pose, or your mountain pose with the hands in heart center. Or maybe you come to your tree pose. So if you want to come to your tree pose, maybe you take one leg, bringing it to the heel, to the calf, or all the way into the inner thigh. Remember, pick which one was for you. Maybe it's tree, maybe it's Tandasana. So we're not going to do both sides of the tree, we're just going to do the side that we favour, as it's just a resting pose. But if you want to balance out both sides, know that you're welcome to do so. But the aim here is just to slow this breathing, get back in control of our breath, bringing a bit of mindfulness into the day, a bit of grounding. Staying here, 5 more breaths, my love, wherever you are. Beautiful. And then if you're in your tree pose, you're going to release that leg all the way down. And then let's keep this heat going as we inhale. Take those hands up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, straighten the back. This time on our exhale, just going to step back the left leg, keeping that back leg nice and active as we inhale all the way to high lunge. So pushing into this back heel, bend into the front leg. Hips are nice and square all the way to the front of the mat. As we inhale, exhale, pivot on that back foot, walk your way in to warrior two, feeling nice and strong here. So we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. We want to bring a bit of empowerment into the day, reminding us that we're going to live in the present moment for the day ahead. So in our warrior 2, remember, one hand in the past, one hand in our future, but our heart always in the present moment. So holding for 3, for 2, on the 1, pivot the body forward, flip that palm, and move to reverse warrior, pivoting that heart all the way up to the sky, shine it to the sun. And hold here, 5 breaths. Yes, as we inhale. Exhale, roll back to warrior 2. Keep those hands going as we move into our plank. So step back the right leg and roll through your vinyasa nice and strong. Beautiful movements, my love. Inhaling to upward dog, exhale back to down dog. Give ourselves a moment here. Before we take our gaze to the top of the mat, maybe you walk, step, hop your way forwards. But once we reach there, we inhale to gaze forward, straighten that back. Exhale, plant the hands down. This time step back with the right leg. Inhaling all the way to high lunge. Keep those hips faced all the way forward. Inhale. Exhale, pivot that back foot. Move into your warrior 2 pose. Feeling nice and strong here. Remember, 5 breaths, so gazing at that middle finger of that front hand. This is where our drishti is in our warrior 2. So hold here nice and strong for 3, for 2, for 1. Pivot the body forward, flip that palm, roll into your reverse warrior. Take that gaze nice and high, shine the heart to the sky. As we inhale, exhale, roll that body back to warrior 2, keeping those hands going to frame the front foot. Step back into your plank and roll through your vinyasa, lower the body down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back to our down dog here, and this time we're going to hold our down dog for 5 breaths. So starting to root through those fingers, through those toes. If you find your body's a little bit like this, as it is in morning practice, you are stiff, you're going to bend those knees slightly, push the hip bones to the sky. Feeling nice and strong for 5 breaths. For 3, for 2, beautiful, for 1, lower those knees all the way to tabletop, and immediately we're going to start working through our cat-cows just to release that spine. So on your inhale, drop that chest to gaze all the way forwards. Exhale to curve that spine, bringing that chin to the chest. Making this movement forwards and backwards with the rhythm of your breath. And then from here, just going to cross those ankles, move on to your sit bone, so coming into a comfortable seated position, and immediately we inhale, hands come high. Exhale to twist all the way to the left hand side. Keep that spine lovely and long here. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, let's take it all the way over to the right hand side. Inhale, hands come high. I'm going to release those fingertips all the way into the mat now. So rolling back the shoulders, find length here as we inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, right ear comes over to that right shoulder. Inhale into the center, take it over to the left hand side. Inhale into the center. This time we're going to hover our chin all the way over that right shoulder. Inhale into the center, take it to hover over the left shoulder. Inhale into the center, just releasing those hands, maybe taking a few wrist rolls in one direction, maybe taking it in the other, sneaking a sip of my tea. I'm sorry if you just picked up on the microphone. So sneaking a sip of my tea. You're going to come back into a seated position, so roll back those shoulders, sit tall, sit proud here. And we're going to end our practice today with not our Shavasana, as this is a morning practice, we want to keep this energy going, but we're actually going to end it with a few mini Sun Salutations, so working with our breath. With our exhales, we're really going to force them out, so almost as if we're clearing the lungs, detoxifying our bodies. And as we take an inhale in, we're going to hold it at the top for the count of 3. So we'll talk it through with you, we'll do it together. Don't worry, so on your inhale, we're going to sweep those hands all the way overhead, bring them together, and then we're going to hold for 1, for 2, 3 with force. Exhale it out. 2 more times. Inhale. And hold for 1, 2, 3. Exhale out. Inhale. Hold 1, 2, 3. Sighing all the way out before we release those hands back to the knees. And just concentrate on that breath, keeping it nice and balanced. Inhaling and exhaling out the nose. And before we come to continue with our day, taking this moment to remind yourself of your intention for the day ahead, what you set at the beginning of the flow. And just repeating it to yourself a few more times, almost as if you're cementing it to yourself. Before we take the final breath, blinking the eyes open, coming back into the room, giving thanks to you for allowing me to be your teacher today for this Rise and Shine flow, and taking a moment to be proud of yourself for coming to the mat this morning. This is, after all, one of the hardest asanas of all, actually bringing ourselves to the mat. Sending so much love, sending so much light, sending so much magic to you and your day ahead. And I hope to see you again soon. See you later, my loves.